Hey everyone, well there are some paintings that show up again and again in the studio, and this sweet Christmas tree inspired by the Charlie Brown whimsical Christmas tree is one of them. I've been painting and repainting this sweet and simple watercolor, and I thought you would really enjoy it too. It's something that you can really make your own, choose your own colors for the ornaments and for the planter, but choose just a couple of colors. We're going to do a little bit of splattering and create a really cozy Christmas painting. Hi everyone, well we are back, and every year I love to create a Christmas tree of some sort in our YouTube videos, and this year what I am going to create is we are going to create a Charlie Brown inspired Christmas tree. So I'll talk a little bit more about this, but I was creating some Charlie Brown inspired Christmas trees for it that turned into the Christmas card design for 2022, as well as, and this was another piece of art that I created. Again, same idea, but with that one, just different colors. So what we're going to do is I have this simple sketch right here. It is a Charlie Brown Christmas tree in a pot. As you can see, there's just a few leaves on here because a lot of the pine cones are on the bottom. We have the ornaments that are falling off, as well as a couple ornaments on the tree. And the idea is too that you have a lot of space in this painting because you want to almost create that sense of a bit of sparseness. But the idea too is it is such what Charlie Brown learned in that very memorable, I'm going to start getting my paint wet, memorable classic is that, I'm going to do some splatters, is that it is not about the stuff that makes Christmas. It is not having everything go perfectly. It is not having the perfect tree. It is what is in our hearts. If you are a person of the Christian faith like I am, it is all about Jesus and what he came to do, and the reason we give gifts is often mirrored after the wise men bringing gifts to Jesus. And of course we have the wonderful legend of St. Nicholas as well. So again, I have been really thinking about this in my own life too, of moving away from the stuff of Christmas and wanting to create the magic of Christmas, which really has nothing to do with the exterior trappings. As much as I absolutely love a beautifully decorated home, right? I'm actually going to get my red and a perfect tree and perfect holiday gatherings, right? So it is not about that. Some of the most beautiful Christmases, the memories that we have really very little to do with the stuff, and it has everything to do with people. And so one of the fun things about this painting, I am doing a nice red, bold pot here, but you can do whatever color you want. So you might want to do blue, you might want to do pink. You can do this. This painting is really fun because you can do a lot of different colors and have very much a different look. I'm going to do red, and I think I may be doing some yellow with a touch of orange. I really liked that. And you could, of course, you could always do red and green. You could do red and white. Lots and lots of options. You'll see too, I am not painting everything in. Leave some white. Making sure we have some color shadowing too, looking at where our light might be happening. I'm just going to add a little bit more red. And this got a little bit of pink in here as well. So I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to go ahead with one of these ornaments over here. And I'm going to leave some white on this ornament, making sure that you can see this. Very nice. Okay, so again, that white helps it to look, multi-dimensional, as well as making sure that the light dances off of it. We have some texture there. So I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to grab some brown, move it around here for the tree. And we want the colors. I'm using a burnt sienna, which works really lovely. And so we're going to go ahead with this brown and just move this down, moving it to some of where I have the brown, the branches extending out, and we're going to of course add a couple of leaves on them. Not leaves, the pine cones, not the pine cones, the pine needles. There, it came. We got there. I'm going to grab a little bit more brown down here. I'm going to go ahead and down here, also adding everything right in here. Keeping this a little bit darker, a little bit of different coloring. It is really rainy today, and I hope I had just enough light with the window open to hopefully this is going to come out really nicely. The nice thing about the overcast day is I'm getting my green ready here. I've got a Hooker's green that I'm using, which is a nice cool green, perfect for pine needles. But as I was saying, you know, the really nice thing about overcast days is that you have better, not as many shadows, so hopefully it's gonna, the lighting can actually be pretty good as long as it doesn't get too dark. So I'm just moving these pine needles around. And again, we're always aware with this, especially with this Charlie Brown tree, that there's not too many pine needles on this particular branch. Now I actually meant to do a branch there where that ornament is hanging off, so I'm just gonna come back with my brown. I'm gonna dab it off with my paper towel. We can fix all sorts of things with watercolors. That's actually more forgiving a lot of times than we give it credit for. Come over here a little bit, do some darker right down there, and then we'll come back with the grain and add in some branches coming off of it. So moving right along here, coming off of there, and then down here as well, and then coming off this guy too. I always love the idea of looking at those branches and just being completely weighed down by those sweet little ornaments. And we're going to come down here as well and add in that green here. And this again would be really cute if you wanted to do miniature ones of these. And you can tuck them into Christmas cards, or you put them in stocking stuffers. All right, that looks really cute. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple more over here. Now let's go ahead and put in color in the rest of our ornaments. So I do want to have one red, and I'm going to put the other red one, I think I'm going to put it right here. And then I am going to use like a gamboge for the other two, and get cognizant of where the light's going to be coming off your ornament and leaving some white. Now if you wanted to sketch this in with pencil first, you certainly could. I did not. I wanted you to be able to see it really well, so I went ahead and sketched it with the pen instead of the pencil. But you could always sketch it in with the pencil, make your changes as needed, and then come back, erase the pencil marks, any of that look you can still see after it dries, and then do a pen overlay. I'm going to go ahead and grab just a little bit of red now, a hint of red, mix it with the gamboge just to get a little bit more of a brighter color, and I'm going to just put it over here. Pick up some more of that gamboge with over here in this ornament that's also on the ground. If you can make your ornaments similar size, that helps with the painting. That can be rather hard. I mean, you can see mine, I have a slightly different sizes. I'm going to add some more red to that gamboge again, and then where I want it to look more weighted and shadowy, like especially here, I'm going to go ahead and put that color there. Now I'm going to want to create some shadow under there, but I'm not going to do it quite yet because I don't want the paint to bleed in. Okay, so I'm going to add some red there, put the little top of my ornament hook. There we go, the little bulb. Okay, very good. Come back over here, and this is looking really cute, right? Looks super, super cute. Let's go ahead again and grab a little bit more green, and I'm going to come back over here and just add in some depth. And if you, with my pine cones, and if you want to even do a couple needles just like lion by themselves, that would completely work. I am going to do just a bit of a shadow, and for the shadow, it's going to be easiest if we do a little bit of a gray, and I don't usually do this, but if you have a Payne's gray with a little bit of blue, just very little bit of blue, that will work good. Even a little bit of Payne's gray by itself. Water it down a lot. Like really water it down, because really I'm going to come back over here, and you could always wait till after this completely dries, but for the sake of the video I want to have it all done now. And then I had painted this guy first, and so that way I can now come back underneath, and he's going to bleed out a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not doing a ton of shadowing, I just want to create a little bit so you can see that depth, and let me bring this in a bit closer so you can see that. And again, I'm going to go ahead and come up under these ornaments as well, and that's going to help create that look of shadowing and that depth, right? So that they're not just floating in space there. I am going to do some splatters around my tree. I think this also gives the fun, the joy of the Charlie Brown tree, the Charlie Brown Christmas, it was such a chaotic little Christmas that they had. And there is, you know, that's part of the holiday season too. It's not really the holiday season, at least here in the States, without a little bit of chaos for the most part. Everything gets a little bit crazy at the end of the year. And so we go ahead and add in some splatters. I'm going to pick up some green. Now remember, green and red will make brown if they blend. So I'm going to be cognizant and maybe just putting green in just the corner up there. Over, oh, and it got a little bit on my pot here. That's okay. I'll put a little bit over here. I'm going to come back, and what I can do over there is I will just take some red, and yep, it will turn to brown, but we're just going to use it as a shadowing. So I'll just paint that down. And it was only a little bit, so not bad. We'll put a little bit more dark here back here as well. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of that Payne's Gray and the blue, just for the sake of moving things around and not having one color only in one place. And I'll even add just a bit. And then I'm going to come back over here, and over here I'm just going to create a little bit of a shadow underneath these ornaments. And again, you can totally wait till this is completely dry to do this. If you want, add in some more water, because you don't want them to look like solid lines, right? We do want those to look like shadows. Okay, and we are actually just about finished, which is, again, just a super fun painting. We've only been painting for about 11 minutes. You can completely take your time with this one. Going longer, go shorter. Now, what I will say, as things are drying and I'm looking at where my branches are, I realize, okay, that branch has a blank spot. So let's go ahead and bring in that branch right there, as well as down here. And of course, I'm probably going to play with it a little bit and add in maybe a little bit more micron pen to create that, where just to create a sense of the hook on the ornament. I'm going to do a little circle here, and then finally I'm going to finish this up, getting a little bit more green. And over on my actual tree, just a couple more. And if you get the green and the brown mixed up, that's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Okay, I think this is cute. And is it fun? It's just a little bit different than the traditional tree. And I love that. I love doing things, mixing it up each year, doing things a little different. This would be really cute framed in your entrance to your home, or maybe decorated on a mantle, but just a sweet reminder of what really makes Christmas special. All right, you guys, I hope you've enjoyed painting this. I always look forward to painting with you every Wednesday, and I will see you very, very soon.